Hello. Welcome back. I've heard really good things about Crestorio too. Welcome back. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's had a palatable Monday. I would say I've had a decent one. If I could just figure out what the heck kind of game I want to make, I think I'd be a lot better off right now. I'm assuming it's either oversight or decision for Steam Deck playability. Oh. So is that more RAM usage? I feel like that'd be marginal though. I can't imagine those sprites are very big. It's also as mod easily one of the best. For Crestorio too. Yeah. I've heard a lot of really good things about Crestorio. I want to play Crestorio at some point. I want to play space exploration at some point. I just saw a post on the Factorio subreddit recently that talked about how it reached like 0.7 and that's playable on Space Age now. Or it's playable on it's playable on 2.0 is what I should say. You don't have to have Space Age enabled for it apparently. So I wonder how that kind of goes. One thing that's definitely cool though is that it can kind of leverage the stuff that Space Age added in the mod, but then again, if you don't have to have Space Age to play the mod, maybe that means it's not very integrated with it to begin with. So I guess at that point, maybe it'd be a little bit more difficult to kind of break those things apart. But yeah. Welcome back as well, Lamb. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a nice day. Well, let's get into it a little bit. From what I understand, space exploration was made by the same people who made the DLC. As far as I'm aware, I thought Ariandale was the only person that worked on, because Ariandale made space exploration, and I know he was hired to help with Space Age forever ago. And I was really excited to see that he was added to the team. That was such a cool thing. But I don't know who else is really added. Well, haven't been more in depth. Yeah, you know what? Hold on. Before I actually get into this, hold on. Let me try and find something to send you. Let's see. Is it? Yeah, I found it. Have you seen this post, Jared? And these buildings look so cool. Like, these buildings are so cool. And they look, one thing that I think is awesome about them is they actually look like they'd be in Factorio. Hello, Co. How's it going, buddy? Isn't that sweet? Yeah, they're really cool. That works, Co. Kind of deserved.
What did you do?
Hello, Don. Wait, you're Peter, right? Yeah, you're Peter. Dude, it throws me out so much. But it's good to see you, Peter. How you been? Yeah. Every time, dude. You gotta change it again. I don't know how to tell you. you gotta change it again. So I forget. I have to ask. Oh, but how are you doing? It's good to see you. You're good. I'm glad to hear it, man. But as for what's up, not too much. I'm trying to figure out what game I want to make, man. It's been difficult because I have a bunch of ideas, but I just don't really know what I want to go for, you know? It's kind of. No, see that one. That's just a stretch now, Co. I'm sorry. It was good at first. You can't just keep reusing ore now. It's like you found the joke and you're like, all right, this worked. It's like Call of Duty, bro. You're just pumping out these reskins on very similar mechanics. You can't do that, Co. You gotta add some variety, man. Variety is the spice of life. You gotta add a little bit of stuff in there. Oh man, I like the effort though. I like the effort, Co. I can appreciate the effort. What was the first one? Oh God, let me go back in his message history here. Okay, no, that one. That's not it. Hold on. I can't go back. I have to go to the other chat now. Let's go back to actual Twitch here. Hold on, I'll let you, I'll tell you. The first one was pretty good. This one was pretty good. Where is it? Yeah, what's a 10 miner's favorite snack instead of 10 minus 5? But that's is acceptable. What's 10 minus 5? For example, what's 10 minus 5's favorite snack? Oreos. But Oreos, it was spelled the same actually, which is funny. But it's emphasizing the or part. Solid. Favorite cookie Oreo? Okay, that's not good. See, Peter already guessed your joke, Co. That means that it's not very original. It's not looking good for you, Co. I'm sorry. If Peter was able to guess it like right off the bat, I think, it was good. But like, again, we're not looking good on the reusability here. So I'm done. I'll give up my jokes. I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to give up. Does that make his favorite ice cream basically cookies and cream? Yeah. My dad likes cookies and cream. Dad likes cookies and cream. I'm gonna tell that person that you're doxing them, dude. You know what? I'm clipping this. I'm snapshotting this right now, chat. Hold on. That's crazy. Hold on. There we go. I let him know. Oh, that's funny. All right. Yeah, I know. Co's doxing. I'm not actually, but all right. Um. Oh God, man, this is. Just a fair warning. Um. Just a fair warning. I a lot of this stream is probably gonna be me thinking. I'm more than happy to chat. By all means, please do chat with me. But I am if I'm just gonna warn you, it's probably gonna be a little bit of a slower stream today because I'm not really sure. I'm gonna be thinking as we're chatting here. So is this a real person? I don't know. Apparently 10 out of 5 isn't to Yuko. So, but what you been up to, Peter? Borderlands 4 anything? Did you play the new Dying Light? So let's think. I told Rakish she has to come up. I told Rakish she has to come up with the game idea, but I've juiced the poor man. He's got none left. He's got none left in him. I've squeezed out all the ideas. When Rakish stops staring at me in the cafeteria, I'll know 10 out of 5 better. How about this? I'll stop. I'll ask Rakish. I'll tell Rakish that you're good. I'll tell him you don't need to be monitored anymore. How about that? As for knowing 10-5, I feel like that's kind of like a core part thing. What genre game do you want to make? Or games do you want to make? As for genres, I mean, I guess I see a lot of what I personally am not only interested in, but have ideas for are something related like horror, psychological horror, and also like survival based games. I thought it'd be interesting to even mesh the two of them, but I'm not really sure how I'd want to go about that. Because I have ideas I like at the moment, like the lock experiment. Actually, you don't know about this. Where you're new. Whoa! I didn't mean to show that. That's spoilers. But the lock experiment. Well, okay, yeah. So you're. Let me explain a little bit of the background. So basically, there's a fictional world known as TinBears. Very original, I know. Uh. But essentially, I've created a Butterfly Noob. Yes, again, welcome. But I have created this. I've created lore and stuff based around this fictional world and stuff, right? Um, and as you can see on the left, for example, you can see up here, Mary index, locations. There's a lot of different stuff. Um, and one of the things being is because I'm TinBears, you mine 10 ingots and everything like that. That kind of sparked a lot of this stuff. Like I taught myself Python by writing the Python bot that I wanted to, the Twitch bot, so I could create my own point system for 10 ingots and stuff instead of using like stream elements or something built in. That's how I came across, that's how I even ended up attaching it to, something. This overlay that you see here, I have made in Godot. It is its own game running in the background right now on my computer. It just has a transparent background. That's how that works. And that's Rakish over there. The guy. You see the little guy smoking in the corner of the screen. That's Rakish. He was the one guy I was playing with last night. When I see this diagram, I see non-liminal space, and now the idea of a horror game into it. Non-liminal space. All right, he said it's fine, so I'll let you. I'll let you get by, Ko. I'll let you get by. Yeah, I mean, I've done it from like a top-down point of view. I mean, this would be like from the side, but non-constant the idea. Yeah, 3D worlds. Yeah, I really like the games and stuff. Yeah, I like that. I like those kinds of games too. They're very cool. Recently, Godot actually added something. I think it's called a stencil buffer or. It supports something where basically you can like keep track of like I don't know enough about it to explain it, unfortunately. But basically it makes it where you can more easily give that effect where something looks like you look through a doorway and there's an entire room in there, but then you like look to the side of it, there's nothing there, for example. Hello, Crow. How's it going? How's it going, big man? Only 100K. That's kind of rough. But anyway, so kind of circling back to the whole idea of 10 ingots and stuff. So you go into the mines a lot, right? And there's I've created lore as to why we may even we need to do that, everything like that, to support basically the point system, all kinds of stuff that doesn't matter to a lot of people probably, but I think it's cool. And one idea I had is, it'd be kind of cool to make my first game based in this fictional world that I've created. Like I actually just make games kind of based in the world, and they're kind of like connected, or at least take place in the same world, which is cool. And one of my ideas was, it's called the Lock experiment. It's the first experiment that was conducted in the mines, and it basically takes you, you take on the role of the person that was at the center of the experiment, that gets in this device called the beer, and you are then lowered into this hole here in the room, far down into the mines, to basically, the idea is to like take samples, survey, stuff like that. Going off, the game's coming along swimmingly. Yeah, it's the best game in existence, possibly, because it hasn't been made yet. So the potential is limitless at the moment, Crow. I'm just talking. I'm basically just trying to figure out what game I want to make first, Crow. Had some ideas, stuff like that. I actually wrote down some. Yeah, the potential's huge. Yeah. I've written down some stuff here as to kind of diagram, not diagram, not really graph, not graph. There's a word I'm looking for, but anyway, draw out, kind of the flow of things. But yeah, I have ideas for stuff. I kind of know how I'd want to go about this, but Game of the Year incoming, hopefully. But at the same time, I don't really know. My current problem is that I want to feel excited to work on it. And right now, a lot of the ideas that I've had are very cool, but as soon as I start thinking about working on them, I don't know if that's the problem, is that it's just entering that stage, and it's just a very mental thing. And I just need to accept that and take it in stride, and actually, just try and push through that and actually get involved in it. I'm sure that that's a very possible, route to take, and one that's probably very beneficial to take. But I'm also just, because of that, I'm trying to come up with a lot of different ideas to see if I come across one that I'm like, you know what? This one feels right. This one feels really good. Let me work on this one. So making games, oh yeah. We're making all the games up here, dude. All of the games, limitless potential. It's my opinion that story should be fleshed out pretty well as the first step. I would agree with you, Jared. Unless you're creating a game that's entirely based around mechanics, then yes, I would say that, if you don't have like something to actually tell or go along with it, then it's very likely to feel a lot drier. And also, you don't really know how to design your levels, characters, etc. So I would definitely agree. Gotta pump it out fast. Never been told that before. Do you have community ideas? Oh no. I mean, I'm all for like I said, I'm more than happy to take ideas and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm never really in the in the mindset that I want to just kind of work on something and not like exchange ideas, I guess. I'm always kind of open to dialogue about really anything. It's sometimes, I mean, obviously if you're like actually working on something and like pretty into the weeds, it might be a little bit more difficult for me to like change like mental states to be like, where I was really like focused on this, or tracks, I guess, and like kind of pull myself out to talk about something else, but that's about it. Am I explaining why mining tin is essential? So my idea at the moment is that so the place that we're in is actually a place that people came to. This world, the planet that you're actually on, that the world of TinBears encompasses, and the city of Alacrity, which I'll explain in a minute, is based on or based in, is a planet that humanity came to as a result of needing to leave Earth. Very original, I know. Why we were even interested in leaving Earth. My idea was that we shoot it up. We never changed our course, and we reached a point where we're like, we're kind of running out of options. We got to figure this out. And a group of people began conducting experiments, and they wanted to build a teleporter, and to facilitate fast, streamlined travel between, or over large distances, right? That's what you need teleportation for. And my idea is that when they created the teleporter, it instantly attached or synced to something, which would be weird, right? Like, you create this device thinking, okay, well, we need to create point A and point B, where we've finished point A, or we're close to finishing maybe point B as well, but like point B is not finished. Point A is finished now, and like point A connected to something, and we have no idea what it connected to. That's very strange, right? Yeah, for sure. Well, I'll explain, and so basically, you come to this place not knowing what to expect, and you have to survive. And mining is essentially a big part of that, because we need minerals. You need, metals, etc. Right? And so that's why we need a mine. My idea is that the tin and this place is has extra properties essentially, and it can be used for many different things outside of normal tin purposes in real life. That kind of facilitates why we would actually care about mining a lot of it, for example. So that's why we care about mining tin. I'll try and answer your questions a little bit more directly instead of explaining stuff from the bottom up. Like, say, like some crazy isotope, then like something really out there. Yeah, 10.301. Yeah. Something strange for sure with it. You just making things up now. I mean, that's what stories are, Am. That's what stories are. But yeah. So the idea of this game is that you're tasked with, you're approached and asked, would you like to participate in this? And you're tasked with, like I said, being put in this device called the beer, being lowered down to this hole, and conducting experiments for the MRI, the Mineral Research Institute, and the Geological Survey Committee. And both people want you to do things. The MRI wants you to, extract things so they can study. GSC wants you to actually conduct some surveys, and so the beer actually has some equipment on it, and you would use said equipment to, conduct said experiments, right? And so you're lowered down in the hole with said tools, and you do, the game mechanic part is you actually conducting these experiments and stuff using the tools. So I think it's cool. Problem is I want it to be interesting and cool. I want it to be a good experience still. I think it'd be fun to have instability, a system instability element like certain isotopes that didn't cause machine rogue. I like that idea for like certain interactions and stuff that can cause problems. I will write that down in a different note. Chendu, hello. Shandu? Shandu? Shandu, probably. Crow, why are you sad? Different, I do like diagrams as well, just hole in the middle. I mean, you know, it's got to be clear, right? That's gonna be where your paycheck is right there, man. That's where I'm gonna put your paycheck. Hi Panda, how's it going? Different isotopes. There you go. Well, you got your debt. You got your debt. So yeah, I mean that's my idea of a logic experiment. I like it a lot, but feel like something may be missing, you know. So that's the hard part. Nice. Well, welcome. If you have any questions, let me know. I usually pronounce names right within 2 tries, I'll say. First time, I say it, and then the person corrects me. And the second time, hey, it's pretty good though, right? Within 2 times. Lighthouse style arena. No, this isn't an arena or anything. This would just be where you actually like walk around. This would be basically like, as you see players start here, right? You'd start here and then you would walk into here. HUD World? Hi, Vinge. No, this is just, I don't even know how you would, the words escaping me that you actually use to describe, like, drawing out and creating diagrams of, like, what you'd be doing. I thought, I'm pretty sure there's, like, a specific word for it. But no, this is just some diagrams and stuff. My thoughts, you know, written down. Storyboard. Yeah, like a storyboard. Thank you. Just kind of figuring this stuff out. Floor plan. Could be a floor plan. I mean, technically, this kind of is like a. I keep thinking I could just scroll in. This kind of is like a floor plan, basically. Like these are desks. Hey, listen, okay. It's been a while since I went to art. I did any art, so the arrows are subject to a little bit of leniency. So, but yeah, this is just some rough sketching. Sketching's also another word that I was thinking of. But yeah, just some rough sketches. Trying to figure out, you know, mobile design. Also just put down, like I said, my ideas on the paper. So digital paper. More art skills than you? Don't say that, Jared. Don't say that. You haven't. This took me a while. Okay. Drawing is definitely not my strong suit, especially with the mouse. I could draw a little bit better than this by hand, but yeah. I also really like this idea. Hmm. What I feel like's missing? Um, that's a good question. What do I feel like is missing? Remorse? What do we have to be remorseful of about, Am? The remorse comes after the experiment happens. I guess maybe what feels like it's missing is that so you know the difference between like a horror game that's like a walking sim versus something you actually interact with. Um, I don't want the game to feel like it's just a walking sim. As immersive as some of it I think could be. Um, I would prefer it to have mechanics that are that really facilitate uh the immersion, I guess, and instead of just like relying on just the environment, and everything else going on. Like one game that I have a lot of respect for and has served as a lot of inspiration for me are some of the Mike Klebnicka games. He's the guy that created Buckshot Roulette, and there's another game that I can't remember right now. He's making a new game too, but one of the games that he made was called Carve and Steel, and walking sim like Myst. Yeah, not a puzzle game. Like Myst, I would say is just a puzzle game. I wouldn't really classify it as a walking sim because the purpose of the game is, I guess you could argue the purpose of the game is to get from point A to point B, and point B being the final, your destination. But a lot of the intent is to solve puzzles and stuff. Hello, Aaron. The camera looked 20 times better with a soft white light. I completely agree. It's mostly, so you're telling, yeah, it's quite literally just because I don't like the light. Like a lot of times I'll actually do like a little bit of this kind of light in the background. At least I used to. Or even like this. But like this, and then like this to have like pretty even lighting and stuff. But generally I turn it off because my room also gets really hot. Yeah, even that. Yeah. Hi, Undead. I guess, and then the theme complements them, maybe. Makes the noise go away. Yeah. Apologies for the noise. It's just a personal preference. It's easier on my eyes whenever I'm doing, streaming for long periods of time. So that's why I have it this way. But I'm glad you like the PC though, and thanks for the feedback, regardless. But it's good to see you again, Aaron. So mechanics and then the theme complements them, maybe. So you're saying like mechanics first and then build the theme around that? I think it's a good way to go about it. That's what I kind of did with this in a way, because like I thought about what would be interesting to actually engage with, given the beer. Because like my idea for the moment. I copied the wrong one, didn't I? Okay, hold on. Tab is currently busy. So bear with me. Buffett, hello. Thanks for the raid, buddy. How's it going? Oh my god, dude, it's so hard to draw. Are you gonna let us inside? Yes. No, actually. Because y'all didn't let me inside, so why would I let you inside? You know what? Well, no, Panda I'd let inside, dude. Panda I'd let inside. So, kind of to be determined as for like the actual style of the inside thing. I was better, right? Yeah. No, don't worry. L streamer. Muffin, you don't mean that, dude. I would imagine that for Buckshot Roulette, he probably created the gammy and then added the themes and extra bits after. The gammy. Oh, gaming. Okay, no, it's fine. You know what's funny is that's actually a slang for for something that I did not expect. I was like, maybe I just don't know what you're talking about. Dude, now that I acknowledge the heat in my room, it's actually so hot right now already. It's insane, dude. But yeah, I'd agree that he definitely would have created the. It's. Oh no, okay. I was gonna say, yeah, it's 78 in my room right now. Oh my god, my bad. I guess I'll leave. Yeah, it's because I let Muffin inside. God, I knew it. So my idea for the beer, basically, right, is that in regards to mechanics, is that you could have like an actual rotating kind of panel in here where you actually have like let's just draw it by hand. That's crazy. What's crazy? Am don't agree with the man. Oh god. But yeah, like you know, could have a screen here basically, right? But the idea is that each respective, like their respective places. So like right here would be, why is the text so small? I have to remember what I actually wrote down. There's sampling, scanning. I don't even know how you would diagram this, but sketch this out, but we're gonna go with this, okay? Oops. We're gonna go with this here. So there'd be scanning. There would be survey. Can you actually like change the anything about the text? Can text align. This one, I have no idea what it's going to look like. Maybe I should use a different color. Oh man, I like that. Oh, okay, that's not bad actually. Anyway, you know, we got 3 mechanics: scanning, electromagnetic survey, and then there will be one more here that I want to show. We got to keep track of. Let's not make it so harsh. Copying Among Us admin room. You ever seen the 3D scanner for Subnautica? Yes. The one that scans the surface of the ocean as you swim? No. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. You're talking about the one with Yeah. I know what you're talking about. That actually scans the actual the actual physical landscape, not the water necessarily, but the actual terrain. That's what I'm thinking of. Terrain. What engine do you plan on using? Godot Vinge. Plan on using Godot. And then we would have like a drill mount, which would have to be like the. And we would have like a. I like its echolocation like effect is very cool. It's very cool. This is a rough idea. I guess this works okay. You actually change. Can. I had Unreal Mood never look back. Nice. Really? That's cool. Well, it's nice to meet you. Yeah. I've been messing around with Godot for probably I mean it's basically been over a year. Like a year and a half, I'd say. The overlay that you actually see on screen is made in Godot. Right here. But yeah. And I've been working on a game template basically, so like saving settings and basically getting a bunch of like configuration stuff set up. But that's about it. Oh, and control rebinding. So how does the psychological aspect fit in? Yes, good question. So the idea for me is that you have to essentially you have multiple tasks. So there would be like how do I like, there we go. Do like darker. That's not what I wanted. Okay. And then we can do. So my idea is that basically you come down here and then there would be like You have like 3 points, or maybe just 1 or 2 or whatever, right? And these points actually correspond to locations around you. So like, and then this one could be like here. So you can see this. I mean, it's not a perfect match, but I'm matching the shape kind of, right? And the idea is that you have actual physical control of the beer, so you can rotate it around inside the shaft. And you each point, like this one, could be that's not it. One could be, scan. One could be electromagnetic survey. One would be like, dig, for example, or like 2 would be dig in this case. So like there's no electromagnetic survey at this level. I moved over to early this year. Oh, nice. Yeah, I tried Unreal Free. You're prior. No matter what tutorials I tried, I felt like I was getting nowhere and learning nothing. Yeah, one thing I like about Godot so much is that it feels really lightweight and it's like very easy to like, I guess, dig your teeth into. Like it's just really easy to get into. Unreal's very intimidating. That said, I do not have much experience. I actually have no experience in Unreal. I've launched in. That's as far as I've gotten. So I'm not qualified to speak on that front, but I can say that one thing I do really appreciate about Godot is how lightweight and approachable it is. So the idea for the psychological aspect is you have a different equipment that you need to use on the different spots per level. As you go down, it would get increasingly kind of messed up, but the psychological aspect would really come into play as you're actually executing using these tools and stuff. So while you're drilling, what's happening? What happens as soon as you drill? What happens when you open the chamber to look inside at the sample? What is the sample? I don't want to talk too much about the electromagnetic survey because I have a really cool idea for that one that I would want to leave as a complete surprise. The scanning, you just pointed kind of, it's like a very strong like directional scan or something, right? And you just gotta like keep it still or something. I don't know. There could be like little kind of things that I don't want to make annoying mechanics where you gotta like it gets old doing it. But I think it'd be cool to make like engaging mechanics and kind of like it when similar to like carbon steel. I really liked how carbon steel kind of made you would pull up a sample from deep below, and you'd have to actually do things with the sample too in order to complete the day to survive. And so they were each little mini games and stuff, but they actually had like cool stuff going on in the background. So my idea is that, again, you kind of working off the mechanics that would be implemented, which would be, using these tools and stuff. That's when the psychological effects would really come into play. Hi, Meeps. How's it going? It's going well. Am I deciding on the game you wanted? Yeah. Because I really don't know exactly what I wanted to make, but at the same time, we were just Jared was asking some questions about it, and so I was just explaining some of my concept for the game called what would be called the lock experiment. But it's good to see me. How you doing? Are you writing down the details? I have a GDD where I talk about like what you would actually be doing for each one. Like sampling, maneuver beyond position, extend drill, turn on drill, take sample, deposit sample to sample bay, analyze sample, ensure that should be endure psychological torment. um. So yeah. Um. Yes, ensure. Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Sorry, my bad, guys. Something similar to the game Iron Lung. Um. One thing I would like to do similar to Iron Lung is instill some feeling of like claustrophobia and kind of like you're really boxed in. Um, I would like to do that. I guess the controls would kind of mimic it because you'd have some more limited stuff. I don't know if I would implement a mechanic where you could die by like colliding with the like the terrain outside the thing or something. um I don't really know, yeah, like for that aspect, but for the other, I would like to make something, instill a similar emotion. The organization, yeah, it's good. I have to write down the ideas, and definitely good to keep a document, game design document going. Hello, Gax guy, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Put a heart monitor on them if they, and have their controls get increasingly shaky with increased heartbeat. Ooh, that's actually a really cool idea. That'd be kind of funny. I can see it. People would be yelling at themselves in game, like, calm down, stop shaking so much, control the thing. That'd be funny. Hi, Darren. Dare indicator, right? Yeah, of course, man. This is I'm the software is Obsidian, and I'm just using the community plugin for Excalidraw. So you could just use Excalidraw if you wanted to, which you can just start sketching stuff online if you want. Pretty sure you can even save it locally if you want to do it from there as well, or you can make an account. But I just added the their indicator, right? Yeah, or just indicator. I broke it apart mentally whenever I was reading it, but yeah. So you can just install the Excalidraw plugin if you want. Obsidian, yes, yeah. So Obsidian is the base software. That is the base software. And that is the plugin that you'll be able to get. Because they're community plugins, so you just you can just add them. But yeah, I have it this way because I really like Obsidian, but I think it's really important for me to be able to actually draw this, which I'm starting to do. And so yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, of course. And thank you for the follow indicator. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But if you have any questions, yeah, by all means ask. Soundscaping plays a big part on the whole claustrophobia aspect, so I'm told. Like creaking poppy cables if you're in an elevator. Yeah, for sure. I'm a sound connoisseur. I absolutely love sound design, and I absolutely want to nail that if I can. That's something that I want to heavily emphasize whenever I'm creating it. It looks great. Yeah, yeah. It's been a pleasure to work with so far. I haven't used it a whole lot, so I don't know if I've run into any potential issues, but it's been really nice to work with so far. So, At least I could do. The least I could do for the great tool is currently in search for some design tools and sketches and prototyping, which aren't priced or fixed. Yeah, so Obsidian is free unless you do their cloud subscription, and the Excalibur is completely free plugin. So yeah, I do appreciate it. Do you plan on adding hallucinations or something as the psychological aspects ramp up? Yes and no. I definitely want to do something to that effect. It's a better answer. But it's going well, Gaxco. How about yourself? You added 500k to Tim out of 5's vault. That no wonder. I don't know why Tim out of 5 doesn't like you so much, but what did you do to him? But like, oh, that's what I was gonna show. But like, each tool I think would actually be. So circling back to how I like these ideas for things, but at the same time I don't want them to be. I want them to be interesting. Because again, I don't want to make the game like a walking sim. I want you to actually engage with these tools that I provide that provide a lot. Let me rephrase. I want the tools themselves to provide a lot of immersion. So the drill itself, could actually have like a full, a full side. There may be like a, oh my God, hold on, guys, I can draw. There may be all kinds of things here. And we got some buttons. Depending on what that does. You have an actual like hatch that can come off. Maybe there's a maybe not on that part. But yeah, essentially you would actually be interacting with each tool, and you would actually have to do things. So like after you take the sample, like what did I draw, or what did I say? Sampling. So this would be it. Where's Notepad ++? That's not it. So this would be on like the side of the drill itself, right? Oh God. Close enough. So this would be on like the drill itself. The drill itself would actually be mounted on a track that would be able to come around here. A fun one would be like the engineer, whomever's in it, gets shrunk down because of some fucking interaction with the sample. Had to find the way back to the controls. That would be pretty wild. That'd be pretty wild. There we go. It's a little bit of a rounded tip, a little dull, but yeah. Does it have the MSP function? Does it have the MSP function of holding space and using arrow keys to draw? Or alt space? Haven't used MSP for quite some time. No, Microsoft Paint would do that. So what is it? Alt space. Definitely not it. Yeah, Microsoft Paint. Yeah. I didn't know what you meant at first, but then I realized. So holding space and using the arrow keys to draw. So space allows me to left click and pull instead of having to middle mouse button to drag, but I don't think it has anything else. Hello, Nicholas. Yes, there does seem to be a mistake. Don't worry, we're making progress towards Kazan right now. It's happening. How's it going, Nicholas? Good to see you. Hang on, where this would actually be would be something. Oh, it's just space. Okay. Yeah, when I hold Alt and I do the arrow keys, nothing happens. Oh, no, you said space and arrow keys. Yeah, no, sorry, nothing happens. Please remedy the situation medium. It will, I'll pass that on to my supervisor and get back to you shortly. Kind regards. Sorry, best regards. Who's the supervisor at this point? Minor 5. So we're into position. It's great anyway. Yeah, I mean, what were you getting from that? Was it like just very controlled movement indicator? It's never getting done? That's not true. Why do you say that? 10 minor 5 is great. It's in the drill. So I think what we'll do for this is we could do like extend it to turn it on would be something like we could do the right side or something, and then that would be that could be basically something like this as well. Yeah, it could be buttons. Could be anything wrong with it being buttons. That could even be a toggle button, honestly. So we could do on off. Take sample. On. Well, it's like Snake, but yeah, I can control it. Gosh, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Oh, through 8 axis, really? That's unfortunate, but you can't. Okay, you can hold Shift though when you're doing this, and it will snap to actually more than 8 directions here. But yeah, so, may be able to get away with that. Yeah, because Shift doesn't do anything. Oh, interesting. What was that? Maybe I think if I hold Control, it shows the bounds of it. I guess Alt doesn't do anything. So there may be a lot there. There may be a way to do it that I'm unaware of. Something that you would be interested in. I'm gonna take a quick break. I've already snoozed ads because we were chatting, and I didn't want to interrupt us. But ads need to run to keep pearls up for everyone. So I'm going to refresh my water, take a quick break, and walk around. And it'll be like a 3-minute break. Once they're done, I'll be right back. right, I'm back. Thanks for waiting. Sorry about that. Gotta run them, unfortunately, to keep pre-rolls off, so I just try and take breaks when I can. Good to get up every hour or so anyway. Sounds good, indicator. Much appreciated. Good luck yourself. Thank you for the chat and the follow. All right. Can you run more ads when playing Factorio? Lots of bots. Always. Factorio is definitely one of those games where people sit and hang out a lot, where it's just not much going on. I think it's the nature of the game too. A little bit bigger here. Sample. So take sample. So that would be that. Posit sample. So this would be like here. I wonder if it'd be better to have like buttons or something more clever. I don't know what this would be for. Could always just be like on, off, and then be more like this. I think that's a little bit more cohesive. Just be on, off. This could actually even be on the back of it. Something is gonna have to actually collect the simpler and quicker to implement. Depends, Am. Which one speaks to you? Core drill? Ooh, it could be more like a core. Yeah. That's actually makes a lot more sense. Cause I was just thinking about it, I'm like there had to be some kind of method by which is the debris and stuff could actually be collected. So yeah, core drill would make much more sense. I actually don't even know what the hell the tip of a core drill looks like. Okay, so what I expected. Yeah, like a hole saw. Yeah. Yeah. Not sure what happened to that. May do that. So we could do something like that, and then it could just be an actual like tube. Okay, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. See, for reference. Sure. A little bit of a suspicious looking thing, but ooh, you know what'd be kind of cool is if you could actually like watch the sample come in. Like this is like a full like window, and you just get to actually like watch the thing like come all the way in. That'd be super neat. Harvey, hey, how's it going? I got you. Yeah. Is that so? You seem to know a lot about it, Am. Oh, you know what we could do? You could just he's been putting you to work, Lord. You know what it could do? It could actually have a full section, and it you like open this up, and it because they're encased anyway typically. So you could just take that whole segment over to somewhere else and just like socket it in and be done. A light panel which glows different colors with different rocks. Like like this part? Oh, like oh, I see what you mean. Like it could be like the actual like different sections and stuff as it like moves through. That'd be kind of interesting actually. You could analyze it directly inside this guy. Yeah, yeah. That'd be pretty cool. I'll write that down. That's pretty interesting. No, it's no worries, Jared. I appreciate the I appreciate the conversation. How are you doing, Harvey? All right, playing balloons. Nice. All right, let's just pin. Let's just pin this. Can I? Oh yeah, I did actually do this. Winterraria? Hey man. Nicholas was literally in here earlier complaining about the fact that this isn't the first Berserker Kazan or whatever. Kazan. Sound. Anyway. That's that one. We'll go ahead and pin this one too, I guess. Quick. When Rule 34 idle. Wait, idle or when rule 34? I'm confused. What is rule 34? Dull. I'm not complaining that you're doing game dev stuff. I'm just wondering when Terraria. No, I know, Harvey. I know. That's a good question, Harvey. One that I do not have the answer to right now. I'd be good at it. Is it like a drawing thing? Like what do you call that? What do you call the drawing thing? I'm confused though. What's rule 34? I don't think I've ever heard of it. I think you're gonna have to explain it to me, Crow. Sure, Tin, sure. What? Bros, I read this furry art. Hey, man. Listen, Crow tries to send me. Crow. I know what Crow's up to. You to operate for innocence remain. Nah, yeah. You're on the internet long enough, man. It's W. Harvey, I mean, listen, the amount of times the man said wood and it's just like a cutscene with a lot of different things in it, and you're like, I'm confused, Crow. Are we talking about the dragon? Are we talking about the gravestone? Are we talking about this this mutated tree? And then Crow just hits you with he just hits you again with the wood, and that's everything you need to know. So you choose which character has more posts on Rule 34. Completely wholesome. Oh, okay. I mean, that's not that bad, actually. We can see how bad I am at guessing. We need to play more code names. Well, I think it's called code names, right? It's like higher, lower. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen people do something similar with like food. This describes all of the mechanics, right, for this? So maneuver in position, extend it, turn it on. We don't have a way to turn it on. Oh, 3-position lever? Why would it need to be a 3-position? Oh, stowed on drill. Ooh, that's actually a pretty neat idea as well. I kind of like the idea for a button as well, though, because a button can play. It makes sense for a button to give feedback. I don't know, because a button you could press and then you could emit a noise saying like, "Hey, obviously something's not right. You've like missed a step." I guess there could even be like a display to the left of it that tells you like the steps or something. I don't like that though. I think it'd be better to make the player remember, because that's what we would do for this experiment. Like, because the other thing about the beer too is that it's very analog. It's very analog. Because technology does not work well as you go down. Things start breaking more and more and more as you go down. Holy
damn, bro.
Damn, bro, indeed. 61 months? That's That's like 20 years. Harvey, thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate it. Always good to have you. Harvey, one of the best people I know, man. What a founder. That's a founder right there. Founder, by the way. Founder, by the way. Thank you, Harvey. Thank you for your unending support all these years. I'll get you that free copy. Hyperbusters is crazy. I mean, let's be real, Harvey. What emote represents Crow better than Hyperbusters? You know? Let's see. I forgot. Wait, I have this. I literally have this up here. Why am I doing that? Maybe they would have to continue to hold the drill in the drill position, make it stop. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Hold the drill in the drill position, have time it to stop. It's an analog, and that to me meant manual. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Manual. Yeah. You pull out a freaking pocket watch. 30 seconds. We need to double check. Harvey. Holy. Founder, by the way, kicked out that hype train. Oh my lord. Thank you, Harvey. Anyway, it's probably my favorite. Yeah, that's Rakish's favorite too. Literally Rakish last night, by the way, Harvey. I told the man I liked something because it was just more symmetrical, and he just he berated me. You missed it. It was insane. Reamed me out on stream. Very Rakish thing to do. Yeah, really. I know. Did Rakish make it to Aquila last night? No. No. Builder floated all the way back, Exco. So he's gonna try and make it again. We're waiting. We stopped though. That was like right after we left and we stopped. How are you, by the way, Exco? I don't know if I asked you. No, we probably played another like 30 minutes because we just got Builder slowly. It took him 20 minutes to get pulled back to Vulcanus. I was thinking if the drill bottoms out, it could throw the player off as part of the consequences. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me hold on. I'll write it. I'll write it down because um um uh see. Pretty good. Or I'm good. Pretty slow at work. I dinner with family. Nice. Family. Dinner with family is always nice. I was thinking if the drill button. Right. No, yeah, no, they're good ideas. I'm writing them down. I mean, like I said, I'm more than happy to have ideas. Whether or not it makes it in, of course, that's that at that point is harder to say because it's up to my discretion. But I am very appreciative of the ideas. I need a raise in debt. We can make that happen, Crow. I got you. Huge, yeah. Oh yeah, if you want to mine, that's fine. Enlisting just it creates your little dude. I don't because it basically actually keeps track of your points. I promise. There's no conscription happening here, Jared. You're not like selling your soul out, right, guys? What does a lever look like that you even call that? You ever read the enlistment document of Helldivers? No, it's pretty damn funny. I imagine. I do love Helldivers. Handbrake style? Um, it could be like that, yeah. I'm just trying to think of like, I guess it could just literally be a line out to the side, huh? It could be like a line out to the side. Then we'd have like off. On. I mean, I like this concept. Where this would be is the question. Steam tags for Tarkov? How did that happen? User defined tags. Uh-oh. It's real? Yeah, I see it. I'm literally thinking of a handbrake looking thing on Model T yourself. But it's really a transmission layer. Gotcha. Bells of the cab, yeah. But where would you have? It's very industrial. Yeah, I would definitely agree. How would you integrate that? Can you give me a reference of like what exactly you're talking about? Because from my understanding, you're talking about like the elongated levers that like some trucks have and stuff. Some like older buses, things like that. Gated system. Mower transmission lever. Like it just slides, you're talking about? Or are you talking about like oh no, you're talking about on the side where you actually have to basically shift as well. That could work. Cause then yeah, that could work. Cause then you're like it feels mechanical as well. It's like you're actually shifting it in instead of just kind of pulling it. Pull and push into the slot. Oh, so like you push it in and like move it and then like pull it out like to lock it or something? Or do you pull and then move it and then push? Or you just pull down to the side? So are you just talking about like a like what god? Yeah, like kind of like this, I guess would be it. Let's look here. You know, for as much as I've driven riding lawnmowers, I cannot really recall the exact arrangement that it had on the side. I think it was quite literally just like it was like, oh, that's what you're talking about, Ragish? That's the mower deck. That's the mower deck though. That changes the height of the mower deck. Yeah, that sounds good, Jared. Because what I thought you were talking about is like when you can like you have like this, and this is like forward. What exactly was the? Or no, my in here. So like this one's modeled a little weird. It's like this. And then it goes like here. And then like that. Very strange. And this is park. This is drive. And then whoops. And then this is reverse. That's like one that I see on there as well. Yeah, okay. So but is it that's just the mower deck height? Oh, you mean so? Yeah, because you're talking about pulling it. I get it. You're talking about the. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Pulling to the left. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you don't even have to push to the right. The mower deck wants to pull it, and I don't. I mean, at least all the ones that I've used, you just pull it to the left, and then you slide up and down, and then you can literally just left. You know, I guess you kind of push it to the right. I guess I was being pedantic, but yeah, yeah, I gotcha. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. I guess my thought at that point would be what happens to the drill in between those states. Picture it could be idling. Yeah, because I'm thinking about what would happen. Because like at that point, I guess it makes sense for you to like turn it on, and then you'd change the state of like. Oh, you know what you could do? You could have to drill at different. You could have to drill at like different intensities. That could be a thing too. So that could actually be drill speed. It could be a setting of that instead of you having or there could even be like an actual lever that at that point it's like the acceleration. You could do that, but so let's see. Delete. This one has to be a bit bigger. So it would need to be like, could be like this. Trying's hard. That'd be perfect. Yeah, I know. What you drawing there, bud? It's a phallic artifact that has legs. You wouldn't understand yet. It's deep in the lore. It's deep in the lore, Harvey. Can't tell you yet. Say 0 or something. Oh. Fine looking cow. Cow. It'd be kind of cool. Like my song. Yeah. Good song. I should remember this song. Why not? It's fantastic. Oh, AR. Whoops. Power drill on. Want a job with AWS? I actually took an AWS course. Do I want a job with AWS? Am I going to become a cloud architect? Talk to your friend Matt. You have someone who works at does AWS stuff. Let's see. And drill. Or actually, we want to wait to extend the drill. It's the VP. It'd be a wild connection to have him. I don't even know what you would call this. Whatever. I'm not gonna get hung up in the. Start drill. Extend drill. I think that's probably good. Time drill. Process. There we go. That's what I'm trying to think of. Set drill to appropriate setting. Drill. Is Markdown really necessary for your own notes? I'd argue yes. The reason being for I'd say easily reading your own notes and kind of logically chunking things. So like when I see this, you know, it's kind of like this. Also, if I want to work on other stuff, I could actually, you know, minimize everything and only work on this one thing. Do I think it's absolutely necessary? No, because I have a Notepad++ document where I literally just write down all of the to-do for the game template that I'm working on. But, I mean, do I think it's a good process to have? Yeah. Jeff said he put everything in Notepad? Yeah. I'm sure Jeff did. All right. Do that. So in that case, it doesn't even need to do the sampling. Like, it'll have gotten the thing already. So idle. So we would want to stop and start it. So we would want a button. So we could just actually have a button below that's like power on and off, I guess. Then there could be like a that is hard to do. Okay. It could be done. Right. All right. Let's see. Let's also pin. That's not the right one. I could just delete this one, honestly. Let's just delete that one. Probably actually, I want to model the beer a little bit more. But what did you do today? I had to drive. When I woke up, kind of intense. I am. Hold on. What is that from, Rakish? Yeah, the WebP images though, by the way, they should be fine. I mean, as long as the link works, it should be fine. Jared. Different speeds for old tractors, gotcha. I spent some time with my dad. I had an appointment. Picked up some food with family. And then when I got back, basically, I tried to figure out. Well, I did some. So basically, I did some chores, and then after that, I started trying to think about the game stuff. And here we are. Let's move this over a little bit here. What was this supposed to be? Oh. All right. So we kind of need. Okay. I found what I was looking for, but the mower plate thing makes more sense. Gotcha. So what were you originally looking for? Probably my brain was remembering a flap lever on a Piper. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what you're talking about. All right. Oh, that's like the push pull. Interesting. I haven't seen that before. I gotcha. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool as well. Um, Model T's pull up. Gotcha. I just try to move the screen with middle mouse button when I'm in the text area instead. Know what I meant to do. Okay, so I have a question to you guys. Which is scarier? Um, I know circles are scary. Hold on. Um, I'm trying to see if this is gonna properly convey what I'm gonna ask you. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't panic yet. Don't panic yet. Um, is there a way to like? There's probably a way to do it, but like, you know what I could do? I could actually. I want to be more like this. Okay, so my question to you is this. Is it more scary if you sit here in the middle of something and the only thing you can do is quite literally rotate in your chair to access different areas, right? So basically, you could think of there's a mounted chair, and all you can do is turn to do something here. You can turn to do something here, right? Or there's a center column in the beer. Okay, so you would have to walk around it, so you can't always see like directly what's elsewhere in the pod as well. I'm gonna call it accidentally called a pod light. Sitting or standing is a real question. In this case, you would that is the question actually, Crow, because in this case you would be standing, and you could actually walk. You know, you could walk around, whichever way you wanted to here. And then there may be a panel here or something, that you access, right? And then you walk over here to do something else, right? My idea was this or this. I'm leaning towards this because this is limited control. Actually, no. Let me correct myself. That's not why I'm leaning towards it. I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing to have that, because one of the scariest things to me is when you are more in control of the game. You feel like your actions have much stronger implication on whether or not you survive. I'm not scary, but center pillar allows superliminal space to appear while turning. Yeah, that's true. I don't think I'm gonna do anything liminal, so I don't think I have to worry about that. But I get what you're saying. Hi, Fluffy. How's it going? Welcome back. I feel like walking would be more scary. Well, that's the thing that I was kind of thinking. Yeah, so like that is the thing, is that I guess the center column really does allow a lot of that. So let me explain to you why I don't like it. Because I like all of the reasons you guys are giving for the column in the middle. The reason I don't like it is because of the size of the pot, the beer. I want the beer to feel like a metal coffin. All right, this is not foreshadowing. This is not foreshadowing anything, I swear. But I want it to really feel like it's like, one of those old machines that like someone made to for like one mission. It's bare minimum. It has life support. Like but it is rough. It is rough. You're breathing, you know what I mean? Make it feel like an Iron Maiden. Yeah, like I want it to feel like that, where it's you're really encased in this thing, and the only thing I worry about is that this the one where you could actually walk around, this center column, is that it wouldn't have that feeling to it because you were like, oh, I could walk around, World War II aircraft and had a player shift to a space with separate panels that's like behind a dividing wall. So should they get up slightly shift over like 1 foot? That would be cool. Oh my god, like the gunner turrets and like the B-52s and stuff. And like you actually like I don't know, or no, B-52s not the gunner turrets, but you actually like get down into the like you have to like actually get down into it. That would be cool. The drill is located on the tip. But yeah. I gotta take another quick break because ads need to run and to keep pre-rolls out for everyone. So we will go ahead and take a quick break. I'll refresh my water and then we'll get right back to it. So quick 3-minute break. Be right back. All right, I am back. Thanks for waiting. Okay, so I like that idea. Let's see. Yeah, I like the idea of actually having to move around inside of it like that. That's pretty cool. I'll have to think about how that changes things though, because if you have to climb around and stuff, what kind of... I feel like you definitely have limited tooling. But that can always be explained away a little bit. Because I do really like the idea of like levels up and down, side to side. Yeah, because one of my original ideas for it is that literally for the where you would actually sit would be basically like this. Um, and the person would be actually like standing. Like, maybe I should be using color. Let's use orange because I think it makes the most sense here. Okay, wait. I need to readjust the sizing here. So I want the... I have it in my mind. I just need to figure out how to actually draw it. Maybe it'd just be easier to draw the like positioning from the side, or so like yeah, see that's the sizing's off for this. That is probably what, like this long. And then rest of the leg. I think that's probably okay. This guy skipped leg day, but don't worry about it, all right? Hey, listen. Let's just, or that's not what I'm going to do. Let's just explain it. Oh, yeah, I think it's fine if I do this. Okay. I think I can actually do this. Yeah, I can, never mind. Okay. I don't have the draws for you, but yeah. Sure, give me whatever, how many floors, areas you end up choosing. Yeah. I mean, I definitely would want it to be a manhole. It probably, if anything, would be something where like a banger song it is. Is it like, if anything, you may have. Ooh, you know what'd be kind of cool actually? Is let's say the pod or the beer was like more like this. Like this, right? There could be actually like a see. There could be a ladder for one side, right? And that's too many rungs. Trying to think what would make sense. And then there's like each level kind of comes out like this, right? And you actually walk like up and down these. So like each place has its own area. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, something like that. Where basically you can walk up and down like this little area. I like this idea. Because then another thing you could do is like this could be like really tight. Like this or something. And then what you have to do is there are literal plates or like areas on the side where you can stand. Like this or something. Like this. Like that. And so you literally have to get up and like you would be getting up and standing. I mean, I don't think I'd make it where you could actually see yourself anyway, but I think there's yeah, for sure. Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Um So I like that idea. I also like the idea that like the pod is let's see, more kind of more square, or not even more square, but um and the guy is like um how would that happen? How would you need to do this? So like I guess the person would be pretty big compared to like this, and then draw on like green or something for the areas, I guess. Because I kind of like the idea that you're like, you can kind of like almost turn and climb to access something up here. But like you can't see this because there's kind of like stuff in the way, like to here or something. So you have to like go backwards to get to it. Like so you have to like move and like pick yourself up to be able to do different things. And then you're done with that, same action, you move back down to like this area, and then like you can go back down, you know, like you can like crouch down and look to get something. So that like provides different areas that you can do something, or you can like kind of contort and look to the left. Because this one reminds me a lot of like a old spaceship or something, you know? Like this one could have like slightly like padded almost interiors, you know? It's still very rough, but like so like because a lot of it you're like actually like hitting your body on what you're on the actual inside as you're moving around because it's so tight. This one I'll definitely have to think on a little bit more because I didn't consider this. This is completely new to me. I haven't I've had all the time in the world to think about which one of these because I've been thinking about this for many months. But this is completely new. I didn't even think about these possibilities. Like Apollo or something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's like exactly it. Yeah, something like what? Let's see, interior of Apollo. Is there better? Let's see, maybe not of exactly like that, but yeah, something that gives the same feeling is kind of like how space, where you're like turning a lot and around and moving more degrees of rotation, stuff like that. If you made it a bit wider, you got a big machine behind him so you could get around to see. Yeah, I thought about that too. Like have something that like this could actually be like a lift thing. And this like lift actually goes like up up or down to like bring him to each thing. The only thing about that is I like the idea because again that's more like an automatic thing. I like the idea. Oh, I mean you could like click and hold something because that is one idea I had here, right? Like with this where panel where you select where it moves you or move the equipment from you. There could be like a thing that you almost like rotate, almost like the manual car windows or something, like something you actually have to like rotate, and that will like move you up or down because it's just gear action at that point. And that could even like rotate you a little bit or something because that all be basically on like a track. So yeah, I mean it could be something like that. But I really like the idea that like it's up to the like it makes you feel more vulnerable, I think, because you realize that if your leg gets hurt, if your arm gets hurt, something like that, like you're already in so much more trouble because you're having to literally manually move yourself to look at these things, you know. So that's why I don't like the idea of like a lift, even if it's manual as much, you know. Although you could add very cool sounds to the lift moving. You could also add very like one thing that keeps popping into my mind is how creepy it is to actually hear yourself move with inside like this container, you know. Actually, the worst. Yeah, we're making exactly. There ergonomics were not a thing here. This has one purpose. Yeah. Basically it. That's well. So that's part of the reason I thought about doing this because I feel like there's something that feels really wrong if you can't stand up completely, you know. The choice safety. Yeah, exactly. Sure, well, that's what I mean. Like it feels. I want it to feel as cramped as possible, you know. Like you're literally, you can't even stand up, for example, right? Like there's no like, you can't like extend your arm. There is no room, you know. I want to keep that kind of feeling, you know. Yeah. I mean, a cave divers is something I've thought of a lot, you know, in terms of like actually moving through the thing. you know? Because this is gonna be a dude. You know what? It's probably gonna be hot. I'm gonna have to add a mechanic of like wiping the sweat off your face before it runs in your eyes. This thing's gonna be a little heated metal container. If they see breakdown, they slowly get burned. Yeah. No, I mean, well, that's the thing. Hear me out. Hear me out, Jared. The AC can't break down if there's no AC to begin with. You know. So that's just the big brain move. Don't have to perform maintenance on it if it doesn't exist in the first place. Well, that is horrible. Um, that's tough because like I'm trying to think of. I feel like I like this idea more, but this seems more reasonable to me, and like I could see how it would work because you're literally just moving around, like looking at something. Like there's like a monitor here, and the dude's going up and down and stuff like that. That doesn't seem very hard to do, right? You could even turn around every time you're going to use the ladder. That adds a little bit of a scary element too, because every single time you go up or down, you then have to turn back around. But sardine bread, yeah, true. I plan on adding Easter eggs. But yeah, that's like the difficult part. Because I'm just trying to think of like, I wonder if it'd be better to like 3D model it or something. To like try and model it. Subnautica could almost model one of them. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Are you talking about like one of the crafts in Subnautica? Vertical shaft version. Like you're talking about like the ladders between like habitats and stuff. Also, what time is it for you, Jared? I don't remember if you said. I just randomly thought of it again because I didn't remember if I told you 11 p.m. Oh, so you're EST. Okay, well then we're both EST, so there's no conversion needed. I was gonna convert the time for you to tell you like when I'm normally. My schedule was 6 p.m. Always basically start by, or start at, and then like, yeah, just basically start, and then I'd usually go for like 4. At least you're not Aussie time. Yeah, yeah. I know. Dude, Japan time, Aussie, like all that is it's so bad for like the scheduling. Like 10 a.m. now. Yeah, I think Japan is like I know I think Japan's like they're always 13 or 14 hours ahead from what I remember. I think they're 14 hours ahead right now because of us. Maybe they're 13, and then they're gonna become 14 when we lose an hour. We go back an hour. I think Australia is what like Australia is like yeah. I don't think they're 12 hours ahead. GMT10 or something. Yeah. The afternoon bouts. Yeah, see, my original idea was that you would only be able to look around. You'd basically be kind of standing in the middle. Or that, you know, you wouldn't really have room to move to begin with. It's basically the same, other than its animations instead of painting so way hard to implement. Well, if I wanted to actually animate like hands and stuff, then yes. But I could always just literally animate the camera, which would just be transitioning it between two different positions, which would be very easy to do, trivial. I thought you were already working on your first game. Hi, Attila. I I was just working on like a template and stuff. I hadn't really ever I haven't like started actually working on it per se. Like I've had some very basic stuff, but like it's not what I would consider working on anything yet. So I was just kind of brainstorming Lock a little bit more tonight. I'm also really attached to this weather station idea. This one would be a little different. Basically, you'd be like trying to monitor things. Calm down, Rakish. You'd monitor things. And this one will actually have turrets that are actively like defending you, and you have to maintain them in order to make it out alive. This would almost be like a lot more like FNAF style, where or Five Nights at Freddy's for those unfamiliar, where you basically have to make it like a certain amount of time in order to make it out. But do you have a game design document? Yeah, I have a game design document for each idea that I've created. How fleshed out the GDD is the real question. Yeah. I also really like this one. But I like this one too because I love the idea of adding some like NPCs and stuff, because I think NPCs in games can give it such life, especially ones that are actually cool to interact with. And I think that could be something that's easily done. So I found my GD and then a lot of questions for myself, so I'm thinking about not starting anything yet. Yeah. I mean, it definitely makes you ask a lot of questions, which is good. Gotta get it all down on paper, you know? What was the last time you worked on it, Attila? Have you made a lot of progress? So distracted with packing and looking at progress so you can move. Ah, well, I can understand now why you may have not made progress. Yeah, that definitely takes priority. I can understand. I can understand that. I can understand that. Try to sell your house before the bomb drops in the market. Yeah, I've heard people talk about the housing market seems to be it's people are like, ooh, you know, some houses the prices of some of the houses I know around here have dropped. They have dropped. So a lot higher than they used to be. They have dropped. I think I will stop here for tonight. At least take a break. My eyes are tired, and I think I'm gonna get some food in my stomach before I need to think about this anymore. This is this was really good though. A lot of progress. I'm very happy with the new ideas and everything here. This is pretty cool. I feel a lot better about it. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you had fun. It was a good time as always. Let's find someone to raid. Thank you for the ideas, Jared, Crow. Appreciate it for the feedback too. Tomorrow I plan on. I appreciate Jared. Yeah, thank you. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. I'll either do some more of this or I'll play something. I'm not entirely sure what yet, but we'll figure that out. It just depends on tomorrow. I gotta do some yard work. Don't worry. Hey, no shoveling mulch though. No shoveling mulch. We don't have to worry about that this time. So let's look for someone else doing godot stuff. Oh, someone's doing some multiplayer stuff. Oh god, multiplayer gets intense. I'll raid them. I have actually looked in their stream before. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll raid them. Gotta do some servicing on your skid steer yourself. Sounds good, Jared. Well, thanks again. Appreciate you hanging out. It was good to see you again, and thank you for the feedback and advice. I really do appreciate it. Gonna go out to dinner tomorrow, so don't stream between 9 and 11. Oh yeah, don't worry. We'll probably start at 5 or 2:30. Yeah. I'll probably be on earlier tomorrow. We'll see. Gonna raid Freedom Studio. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the stream. Thanks again for hanging out, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Figure out what we're doing. Yeah. Have a good night.